I feel like nowadays it's getting like we're getting like into harsh times, like in a geopolitical sense. These whole nations at each other's throats. The war in Russia and Ukraine, also Taiwan and China. These whole threats of Armageddon and nuclear bombs and wars. I think that we are entering like a darker times, and some people they are like stressed. They don't know how to grasp with these things. What would be like a spiritual approach answer for this struggle of humanity in this time?
Part of the issue is what's happening with the world and tremendous challenges right now. And part of the issue is the media and social media and the way we use media to interact with the world, to interface with the world. From the time we wake up and we turn on the news and we turn on our social media, we barrage our nervous system with so much judgment and fear, with so much disaster and pain, with so much, likes and stimulation. We crash our consciousness before we have a chance to awaken and come back to ourselves. I'll say something which sounds dismissive, but I don't mean in a dismissive way. I don't mean it as a judgmental way, but as a prompt to deeper action. Turn off the news and turn off social media. And it's you in a quiet space. And begin to find out who you are in this world and what is your greatness and what is your contribution, what are your fears and doubts, and begin to learn wisdom. Begin every day by learning a little Torah, a little Kabbalah, a little wisdom. And begin every day connecting to the light. And begin every day journaling a little about your goals and about your vision and about your passion. And begin every day with a sense of love and respect for the people around you. And sometime during the day, if you need to turn on the news, and if you're so addicted to social media you can't stop, despite all the increasing research and evidence to show how bad it is for our consciousness or nervous system in general, then turn it on and see the world through the eyes of light and connection. When we say so much of our time watching the news, watching the disaster that politics is today, staring at who loves me and hates me on social media, how people tear each other apart, when we don't allow there to be any separation between it and us. Did you ever see the movie Alien, that face-sucking, alien that comes? I'm a rabbi, I don't know this stuff, but pretend that I did for a second, right? So this is what social media is to us today, and this is what the news in Ukraine, and what Trump did, and what Biden did, and this is the politics, and this is the Palestinians, and this is this, and this person liked my post, but my friends got more posts, and nobody listens to what I say, and oh my gosh, that woman's so pretty, and oh my gosh, I don't have the house that they have, the clothes that they have. It consumes me. I'm down for the count, and I only woke up 5 minutes ago. Begin your day with faith. Begin your day with higher connection. Make sure every single day when people tell me, religious people that they're overwhelmed, they can't handle life, I always say, do you begin your day with social media? Do you begin your day with real prayer and real Torah that illuminates you? And real journey and real meditation? Half an hour a day of the morning. An hour a day in the morning. Is the world's problems bigger than you, or are you bigger than the world and its problems? When you learn, when you meditate, when you connect to that light, when you begin your day with no cell phone in your room, nothing around you, go straight to connection, then you become so illuminated that when you see the world and its problems and its pain, you look down and go, okay, some problems in the pain. I'm going to get a little busy in my little daladama, so I'm going to make a positive impact. And you feel that our light and the hope of humanity and the goodness of who we are is not on that Twitter account, is not what's being represented in Ukraine or Russia or Biden or Trump. It's not all those small things. We are bigger and we are greater. But when day after day through the rut of life we're overwhelmed and we're triggered and we're frustrated and this blows up and this person's sick, and then the barrage just keeps coming, then it is bigger than us. It is bigger than me and my soul and my goodness. It is bigger than all of humanity. It's such a train wreck, it's such a mess. We're all going to tear ourselves apart. Faith is the knowledge in our generation, the light of Hashem and the light of our destiny is much greater than all the little rocks and stones these politicians and these people on social media throw. They're small things. And when we are in our power, in divine presence, we feel connected to something so much more infinite than all that noise. But when we lose our connection and we allow this media to flood our senses, then we feel so small to that pain. and we don't feel we have the strength to overcome it, but it's an optical illusion. We are much greater. There's much more love in the world than what you see on social media. There's much more goodness and human integrity. There's much more hope, and society is moving to a much better place than it ever has in history, for full context. But our nervous systems can't see that when we turn on the news and Twitter. So cover your eyes and turn it off and connect to yourself. Start with yourself and your source first. Live from God first. And then everything can be elevated. And if not, we're taken down. But the path of Torah is the path of elevation. When you start with soul, you start with source, you start with self. And you ground that in your heart. That's Emunah. When you begin with Emunah, then everything is elevated. Nothing overwhelms us anymore.